so I'm sure the signals will come up. But good to hear you this morning, and also good morning to you, Joe, and good morning to Bob, also K1BOB. WB5DRI, standing by for the Air Force's Flyers Club net. We'll be starting up the net in about 10 minutes.
Now, WB5DRI, W5ABI, standing by for net.
Good morning, Brian. K1BOB here, standing by also.
W6WAY, standing by for the Flyers net.
W6WAYN5B, got you on the list, Jim. Your number, let's see, number 9.
Okay, thank you.
N5BE, W5ABI. Good signal this morning, Ray. Over.
W5ABI and 5B. You came up nicely, Joe. You were way down on me initially, and then all of a sudden you just blossomed. So I'll take it.
Yeah, okay. I'm having trouble copying volumes, and hopefully things will pick up there as we get into the net. Thanks for the report. You're 15 over. W5ABI, standing by for net.
Thanks. Kilo, Quebec 4.
Well, good morning. This is WB5DRI. We will be starting up the Air Force's Flyers Club net in about 5 minutes on this frequency at the top of the hour. KB7 LAK, WB5DRI. Good morning, Justin. Stuff done around here. I don't get to do ham radio at work anymore. Hi. Roger. Hello, test. Well, this is WB5DRI. We will be starting the Air Force's Flyers Club net on this frequency in about 2 minutes. Well, good morning, everyone. This is Whiskey Bravo 5 Delta Romeo India. We'll be net control this morning for the Air Force's Flyers Club net. I want to welcome all stations to this net. We meet here on this frequency, 14.290, every day of the year, normally starting up at 10 o'clock Central Time. The Flyers Club consists of military aviation members, both active and retired, and veterans of all the military services. And we include pilots, air crew, ground crew, air traffic controllers, missile crews, support crews, and anyone involved with military aviation from all of our air branches of all of our military services. We also very much like to welcome visitors to the net, and you don't need to be involved with the military or aviation in order to check in. Our purpose is to promote fellowship between those radio amateurs who devoted a portion of their lives to support our air forces. This is a control net. We like to use the words contact, relay, check-in, or info to contact net control. We also have a very good website at airforcesflyersclub.org. That's Air Forces plural, Flyers plural, club.org, which has a lot of good information about our net, about our members, and also an online application if you would like to join the group. Again, that's not necessary in order to check in. Again, my call sign is Whiskey Bravo 5 Delta Romeo India. My name is Brian, and I'm located down here in South Central Texas in the Alamo City, San Antonio, Texas. Our format for this net is we take check-ins and we get down the list allowing each station to give their reports, and then we go back for a second 73 round if there's time. Usually on Saturdays we have a little bit more time for the net break. At this time I do have the following stations off of NetLogger this morning. I have K0ZNC Don up in Longmont, Colorado. Good morning to you, Don. And I think somebody will be bringing you in. I'm not sure if it's Dale, WB5DRI or K1BOB Bob, but one station will be bringing you in, I'm sure. Then I have KB7LAK, Justin. Good morning again, Justin. And we'll get you in right after Don. And then I have a visitor this morning. Welcome to the net there, Rodney. That's Kilo Charlie 2, Lima X-Ray Delta out there in South Carolina. So good to have you with us this morning, Rodney. Then I have N5BE. Good morning to you, Lee. Lee has graciously provided the questions that we have, the trivia questions that we have on the net this morning, and also is taking care of keeping track of the net logger on here, which really helps us do the net. So good morning to you, Lee. Then I have Carl, KF7GJO, our ops officer. Good morning to you, Carl. And let's see, Carl is out in Sparks, Nevada. Then I have Joe, W5ABI. Good morning again to you, Joe. And Joe is in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Then I have our commander, K1BOB, Bob. Good morning to you, Bob. Bob is up in Boise, Idaho. Then I have Jim, W6WAY. Good morning to you, Jim. Jim is out in Corona, California. Then I have my older brother, Dale, W5OG. Good morning, Dale, and good morning to Carolyn there. And love to you guys. Dale is up in northeast Texas with his big station there. So good morning to you, and let's see. Next up, I have K4YDB, Charlie out in Cartersville, Georgia. Good morning to you, Charlie. And Charlie has a live stream of our net. If you type in his call sign on YouTube, his live stream should come up. So let's see. Next up would be Art, Whiskey X-Ray 7 Lima Lima. Art is out in New River, Arizona. So good morning to you, Art. Then I have WA5DRI, that's John, out in Hamul, California. So good morning to you, John. Then we have listening with us this morning from the San Francisco Bay Area. We have NX6RG, that would be Bob. And good morning to you, Bob. We'll give you a wave of the hand there, and good to have you out there listening to our net this morning while you're busy with veterans activities there. That's the list as I have it. Let me stand by for any additional check-ins over the air, and then we'll get a call out from the West Coast and the East Coast. This is WB5DRI. Members or guests, please call now.
Whiskey 00, Mike Foxtrot, play. Arizona.
Arizona station, you're a little light with me. Can you come back again slowly, please?
Kilo 7 Tango Victor Romeo, Mesa, Arizona. Handle Siri. Just listening. Thank you. I'm a veteran. Over.
Okay, I think I got it. Kilo 7 Tango Victor Romeo Gary in Arizona. Is that correct?
Roger that. That's correct.
Okay, Gary. Well, good to have you with us this morning. Have you checked in with us before?
No, I have not. I just was just starting this thing, and the handle here is Harry Tango Echo Romeo. Yes, over.
Well, good to have you with us, Gary, and we'll get you in there. Can you stick around for the net?
We sure will try to. I hope we can get out with this little thing. Okay, over.
I'm sorry, I missed your question there.
I will try to stay on here with a little radio. Thank you.
Okay, good. Very good, Gary. Well, thanks for joining us this morning, and we'll get down to you here just shortly. Let's get a call out from the West Coast there. John, WA6LJS, good morning. Could you put out a call, please, sir?
Yeah, we'll call. By the way, TBR's handle is Terry. T-E-R-R-Y, not Gary. This is WA6LJS relay for net control for the Saturday morning Air Force Flyers Net. We're looking for check-ins, either members or visitors. Call now. November 8, Charlie, Oscar. Oh, we got a November 8, Charlie, Oscar. Did you copy him, Brian?
Yeah, I heard him lightly there. Go ahead, November 8, Charlie, Oscar.
Yeah, good morning. November 8, Charlie, Oscar. The name here is Mark, Mexico Alpha, Romeo Kilo, and retired Air Force. Back over to net. This is NHCOO. Oh, by the way, I am located just east of Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, Mark, very good. From Ohio there, N8 Charlie Oscar. Thank you for your service in the Air Force there. And welcome to the Air Force's Flyers Club Net. We have all services on here, and we're really happy to have you in there with us this morning. We got you on the list. Let's get a call out from the East Coast. Charlie, K4YDB, could you put out a call for us, please, sir?
Wilco, this is K4YDB. Net control. This is K4YDB. Can you take it, Brian?
I'm sorry, Charlie. What's your question?
Yeah, this is K4YDB. Can you go ahead and get somebody else to do that?
Yeah. Relay.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
Yeah, Charlie's having a problem with the rig there. He said, could you get somebody else to give a call out?
Yeah, Roger. I'll do that. Dale, W5OG, could you put out a call for us, please, sir, with your big station there?
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't paying attention, but I'll be glad to there, Brian. This is Whiskey 5 Oscar Golf, relaying for net control, and we're taking check-ins for the Saturday morning Air Force's Flyers Club net. Members or visitors, call now.
This is Whiskey 0 Sierra Mike Foxtrot, Clay in Kansas.
Whiskey 4 Sierra Mike Foxtrot, is that it? I'm getting you better on the SER, actually. Anybody? Well, anyway, do I have the call sign correct there? Over.
That's Whiskey 0 Sierra Mike Foxtrot.
Okay, still not sure of it. Anybody hearing that station better than I am? Over. I believe it's Whiskey 0 Sierra Mike Foxtrot. Do I have that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, that's correct. Now, give me your name and QTH if you would. Over.
I'm Clay in Kansas City.
Is it Clay, like Charlie Lima Alpha Yankee?
Affirmative.
All right, Clay. Well, we've got you. And what is your QTH? Over?
I'm in Kansas, just outside of Kansas City.
Okay, near Kansas City. Anyway, I hear that you have a team playing in the Super Bowl. Anyway, welcome to the group this morning, Clay. We've got you on the list. That's it from here, Brian. Back to net. W5OG.
Okay, thank you, Dale. And welcome to our net there, Clay. And good luck in the Super Bowl there. And good to have you with us this morning. Let's go ahead and get started here with the net. I don't have the YouTube live stream up yet, so I'm not sure if the questions are on there, but I think Charlie probably has them up there. But I have a couple of trivia questions this morning. They're provided by Lee Bagan, his IBE. We want to thank him for that. The first question has to do with the Vickers K aircraft machine gun, which was used in the early World War II RAF light attack and bomber aircraft. Where did the K get its real reputation for high cyclic rate and combat effectiveness as a machine gun? And the possible answers are, well, let me give the question again. The Vickers K aircraft machine gun was used in early World War II RAF light attack and bomber aircraft. But it was originally used in some ground operations. Where did the K get its real reputation for high cyclic rate and combat effectiveness? And the possible answers are Alpha, Long Range Desert Group, Bravo, SAS, raiding parties, Charlie, glider delivered airborne jeeps, and Delta, all the above. Again, the possible answers for the first question are Alpha, Long Range Desert Group, Bravo, Special Air Service, I guess that is, SAS, the British SAS raiding parties, Charlie, glider delivered airborne jeeps, and Delta, all the above. And the bonus question, what distinguishes the British .303 caliber cartridge from the American .30-06 caliber round? The bonus question is, what distinguishes the British .303 cartridge from the American .30-06 caliber round? And possible answers are Alpha, rimmed versus non-rimmed case, Bravo, bullet diameter, Charlie, muzzle velocity, Delta, all the above. And the possible answers are Alpha, rimmed versus non-rimmed case, Bravo, bullet diameter, Charlie, muzzle velocity, Delta, all the above. Does anyone need any repeats on the questions there? Over. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. K0ZNC, Don, you're up for the net. Good morning. What's happening up in Longmont? And also, with these questions, I was going to ask everybody how you feel about the Super Bowl and who you want to win there. Don, you're up. K0ZNC, WB5DRI. Good morning.
K0ZNC, W5OG. Go ahead, Don. I'll bring you in. W5OG, back to net.
Okay, Don, very good. Good to hear you this morning. And I'm kind of betwixt in between as to who I want to win. I think I just want it to be a good game, fairly officiated, and a good football game. Maybe a close game rather than a runaway type affair. But we'll see what happens. It should be fun to watch it. A couple of really great football teams. Anyway, we got your answers there, Don, as Delta. So let's keep it moving here. Next up would be a short timer. Hope he's still stuck around there. That's Justin out in near Ogden, Utah. KB7LAK. Justin, good morning, sir. You're up. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI in the net. KB7LAK. Well, good morning. Good Saturday morning. Yeah, the taking the ham radio away, but I sit at the desk and wonder what you guys are talking about. Sometime I'll be able to tune in. It's just right now there's a lot of noise. Anyway, turning to the question, I guess I'll go with Delta as well. I have to think it's bullet diameter Bravo, but let me just go with Delta. Maybe we'll make a lemming line, and maybe I'll be right. I'll probably be listening in on the SDR, so I can see how it shakes out. Anyway, and then after the Super Bowl, I didn't even know who was playing. I'm not a big football fan, so I don't get out of it. Kansas City was in there. because I'd see on the news once in a while that Taylor Swift's boyfriend or whoever is there on it. But I don't know the other team, so I don't. I never watch it anyway. So yeah, call it good. So put me down for Delta Delta and one indifferent, and we'll kick it back to you, Brian. Hope everybody's having a good day. I got to get out. I got a snowmobile to fix and see if I can get it up on the hill today. So WB5DRI in the net. KB7 LAK back to you.
Okay, Justin, very fine. KB7 LAK, WB5DRI. Well, we got your answers there. Delta Delta, and it's okay not to have a dog in that hunt with the game coming up. Everybody doesn't like football. So anyway, have a good day there, Justin, and thanks for checking in with us. 73s to you, and we'll talk to you the next time, and hope all is going well for you out there in Utah, and very good to hear you this morning, Bill. Break with KB7LAK. Let's go to our first visitor this morning. That would be Rodney in South Carolina. Kilo Charlie 2, Lima X-Ray Delta. Rodney, good morning. You're up, sir, for our net, WB5DRI. Did he turn it? I've got a lot of QR Mary right now, and he's a little light with me, very, very light. Is anybody else copying him better than I am? Well, I apologize, Rodney. I know you were in there. Good to have you with us this morning. I did not get your answer there. I could not really copy you that well, but I could tell that you were in there very, very light. So thanks for joining us this morning, and we'll try and get you in on the 73 round. Maybe the conditions will pick up a little bit. Break with you. Let's go to our net logger. Thanks again, Lee, for all your help this morning with net logger and also for the great questions. You're up, sir. N5BE, WB5DRI.
Yeah, WB5DRI N5BE. Brian, I moved Chris up to number 4. KS5KY. He's mobile. I moved him up above me. Could you go ahead and grab him, and then I'll come back?
Roger, will do. Thanks, Lee. I just now saw that on the net logger here. KS5KY, Chris, mobile out there in Kentucky. Good morning. You're up, sir. WB5DRI. Okay, Chris, very good. KS5KY, WB5DRI. Well, I got your answers there. Delta Delta, Chris, and have a great day out there. Hope it's not too cold for you out there in Kentucky. But good to have you riding along with us this morning. 70 degrees to you. Have a great day there, and we'll talk to you the next time. Break with KS5KY. Now let's take in 5BE. Lee, good morning. WB5DRI.
Yeah, WB5DRI and 5BE. Brian, I don't know what happened just now, but the short skip came in like the door getting kicked open, and you're 10 over on me, where before I had to rely on Utah. So let's keep that up. That's good stuff. Relative to the Super Bowl, that I won't even have the TV on that day. Let's just say that professional sports and me parted ways some years ago. They don't represent my values, and I don't participate to any degree. The only sport that I follow, if you can call it a sport, is Formula One racing, and I do so because of the technology. So that's my smug answer about the Super Bowl. I really don't care. So let's see. On to this question. I don't know if some of you have been watching Rogue Heroes on Amazon Prime. I think you need an MGM channel subscription to it. It's a really interesting depiction of a certain British unit that was formed in World War II and their exploits that are mostly been factual on the show. There's just some artistic license there, as you would expect. But anyway, I've been watching the second season of that, of Rogue Heroes, and I highly recommend it. And pretty much following the book. And so this is my inspiration for the question. So this machine gun was quite heavy, and it had a big old, round drum on the top of it. So it was good for aircraft, not good for lugging around as an infantryman. However, when the aircraft that initially had these machine guns were attrited out, certain members of the British military went and raided these derelict aircraft and repurposed the Vickers-K, and that's when the Vickers-K got its reputation. So there you go. I threw out a whole bunch of hints there. All right. Enjoy it, Brian. Boy, I sure hope that this pipeline stays, because I'd rather listen to you directing on the OCR. W5DRI N5BE.
Okay, Lee, very good. N5BE, WB5DRI. Well, yeah, you're right about the skip opening up here. It's amazing. Yeah, you're over the 9 mark with me also. Beautiful signal here in San Antonio. And very good on everything there. I kind of agree with you in a way about sports. I don't like the way it's been politicized over the last few years, and I think it just needs to be kept to good old-fashioned American sports, football or basketball or what have you, and without any changes, and it needs to be kept as an American patriotic thing. That's all I'll say about that. But anyway, good to hear you this morning, Lee, and thanks for all your help, and thanks for the dialogue there. It's interesting about the Road Heroes. I have to check that out maybe if I can find that. And let's see, and also about your interest in Formula One, I think you said racing, the very fast race cars. Interesting. So, yeah, that's fun to watch some of that as well. Anyway, let's go ahead and keep it moving here. Break with you. Let's go on to Carl out of Sparks, Nevada there. I think he's up next. KF7GJO. Carl, what's happening out in Nevada there? Everybody betting on the Super Bowl? WB5DRI. Good morning again.
Well, good morning, Brian and the group. KF7GJO here from another frozen morning out here on the tundra in northern Nevada. Radio reception, yeah, I agree with you, Lee. All of a sudden, Brian just popped up about 2F units. So I was running about S8 on the wireless, so I see Paul for the most part. Anyway, yeah, and that followed it. They called you for baseball. Boy, he was running 5 over 9. I'm not sure what his equipment was, but well, he sure came into Sparks, Nevada. So, on to the question, and yeah, I enjoyed your dissertation there, Lee, and that's an interesting question. My answers are going to be Delta, and anybody out there that has got themselves a nice vintage M1 Garand rifle, speaking of the 30-06 round, which is what it's used, be sure and use period ammunition in that, because a large percentage of your modern 30-06 ammo has excessive case pressure, and it'll blow that gun up. And interesting what you said about your reasons for watching Formula One there, Lee. You know, as a retired Formula car racing driver, I lost interest in Formula One for that very reason. The technology, it's gotten away from the point where the best driver makes his car faster than everybody else. It's all the simulation and experimentation and work set in the laboratory to squeeze the last possible performance, aerodynamics, and everything out of the cars. And it's lost his interest. You look at the qualifying, and that, except for mechanical problems, something like that, the lineup in qualifying and the lineup when they hit turn 1 on the first lap, to a large degree, dictates how they're going to look on last lap. Given the option, I would go back to the late 60s, early 70s, where the tires were skinny, the wings were narrow, and there was no ground effects, and of course that was my era of racing, but that was when Formula One was really great. So, yep, that's my 2 cents worth. Good bet this morning. You got my answers, Delta, and I'll be with you to the end to find out how well I did. WB5DRI, KF7GJO.
Okay, Carl, KF7GJO, WB5DRI. Well, it sure is good to hear you this morning, Carl, and you're moving into San Antonio this morning with the skip here. You're about a 5'8" with me, sometimes stronger, so very good. And we got your answers, Delta there. It seems like we've got kind of a lemming line going here, so we'll see how that comes out. But good to hear you, Carl. And I'm fine on everything. And let's keep it moving here. Let's go out to Las Cruces, New Mexico. To Joe, what's happening out in your neck of the woods? W5ABI. Good morning again. WB5DRI.
Yeah, WB5DRI in the flyer. W5ABI. Good morning, Brian. Good morning to the Flyers. Thanks for running the net. Nice day here in Las Cruces. Clear blue sky and calm winds. It's about 52. It's supposed to go up to 80. So, boy, I guess we're getting an early spring here. We'll take it. Anyhow, with the NFL, I quit watching them for a couple of years when they were pulling their shenanigans with the national anthem, and I start watching them again, but I'll never be the fan I used to be. I think I'll go with Kansas City on the Super Bowl. Let me see. My answers to the question, I might as well jump into the lemon line and go with Delta. I looked that machine gun up online. Boy, that's quite a deal. Anyhow, we'll be here at the bottom. Thanks again for running the net. Yeah, you come up to 10 over just like that when the net started. WB5DRI, W5ABI.
Okay, Joe, W5ABI, WB5DRI. Well, you're about 10 over with me, too, here, Joe. A beautiful signal, beautiful audio. Very good to hear you this morning. And Roger, I guess you're closer to Kansas City, so that kind of makes sense. But I agree with you 100% there. Sports needs to be just sports. I think a lot of us have been soured on the way it's been. Things have been changed around, and hopefully we're getting back to more patriotic American sports that we're used to having a few years ago. So anyway, got your answers there, Joe, as Delta. So very good. And let's keep it moving. Next up would be our commander, K1BOD, Bob, up in Idaho. And I don't know if he has a dog in this hunt or not. K1BOD, good morning, Bob. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI, K1BOB, running remotely through Dale right now because you just came way up. I could not hear you earlier. It's like it sounded distorted, but now we got some real skip happening, short range. So I just switched over to Dale's. Thanks, Dale, for the use of your radio. And no, I've never had a hunting dog, but I got a lot of hunting rifles. I reload 30-06. I currently have a 30-06 Mammoth I bought over in Germany and still have it, and I reload that, and pretty familiar with the cartridges. And I'm going to go with Delta also, no doubt in my mind. And all the bullets are different. It's very fun. And I've reloaded everything from 7 mag down to 380, and some of it I don't like doing anymore. But I can reload just about anything. I've got all the popular calibers and guns and pistols. And my son doesn't even shoot. My daughter will take it on once in a while, but my son doesn't shoot. So, I don't know what I'm going to do with him. Let's see. Well, the first one is Delta. No doubt about it. It was used in all those things. And in Bravo, the second question, the major and not really major points is the rimmed versus non-rimmed. All the new auto and semi-auto guns use rimless cartridges. No need for a rim. Probably slows down the cyclic rate to some extent. It's not as efficient, and they're very good at ejecting. I never had a problem shooting an M1A. Let's see, same thing with the M1A, which I have, and I shot an M1. Let's see, the bullet diameter, 308, as you can see from what they're called, which is based on bullet diameter most of the time. It's slightly bigger, just ever slightly, so it's not a major distinction. The muzzle velocity, I think the 30-06 with a fire point shoots flatter, it shoots faster. It's got a pretty hefty kick to it. When we used to go hunting at night, the Germans would ask us out, and you shot that 30-06 in a short barrel mammoth at night, and you lose your night vision entirely. So that's why they always use the big Zeiss scopes over there, which have a lot of light gathering when you shoot black pigs in the black of night with an overcast sky. You can't see your hand in front of you. You're not allowed lights.
The muzzle velocity is a bit better. So, yeah, that's Delta. Put me down for double D's, Brian. Good to hear everybody. I agree with all the comments on sports. And I just don't like the entertainment anymore. Give me a good marching band any day. You don't see that much. It's got to be some superstar. And, yeah, you're paying for it. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Not really. Trump's pulling into Boise to pick me up. You'll see me up in the stands with Donald Trump waving at the crowd. I'll be behind the bulletproof glass. K1 BLB, back to you, Brian.
Okay, Bob, very good. K1BOV, WB5DRI. Well, you're booming in on Dale's radio. You're also, I'd say about 10 over 9 years. Beautiful signal. And good to hear you this morning, Bob. And got your answers as Delta Delta. And yeah, that's the 30-06 is a fine shooting gun rifle there. I used to have a Springfield 03A3, and I know why that was such a great sniper rifle, because that thing was very accurate. And it was fun to shoot. I had it for many years. Unfortunately, I got rid of it, and I should not have done that. But anyway, it is what it is. But that was a nice rifle, and very, very good for hunting purposes. No question about it. So I know a little about the 30-06 round there versus the 303. Anyway, I got your answers, and let's keep it moving here. Next up on the list would be actually W6WAY, Jim out in Corona. Good morning again to you, Jim. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
Check in.
Okay, W6WAY. When I checked, the temperature was 49 degrees, and it's sunny, and supposed to warm up to 68. And let's see, highest is also enjoying the lemon lime right here. And let's see. I don't have a favorite if it doesn't have to win the Super Bowl, but I expect Kansas City will win it. Anyway, that's my answer here. And by the way, Paul was very strong here. Let's see. I'll get down for 5 to 9 here. So, anyway, Kentucky is really weak here, but he was really strong. Anyway, that's what we do use Brian. W5DRI in the gate. This is W6WAY.
Check in.
Okay, standby check in. W6WAY. Very good, Jim. You're only about going to be about 20 degrees cooler than we are here in San Antonio today. We're going to be 88 here today. Unbelievable for the winter time. But we've got a real warming trend going on down here, and I think it's going to get cold again maybe in a week or so, but it's definitely been warm this week. But good to hear you this morning, Jim. We got your answer there, Delta Delta, and Jim says to Carl there, to KF7GJO, Carl, you're 5'9" in Corona, California with Jim. So anyway, let's keep it moving here. Let's go to, I think my older brother Dale is up next. Good morning again, Dale, and love to you guys. And I hope Carolyn is doing well, and you're up, sir. WB5DRI.
Charlie Bobble.
There's Sonny, King Henry 6 Charlie Bravo. Good morning to you, Sonny.
and aloha. W5OG, Dale here in East Texas. I'll keep it as fast as I can, Brian. Delta for the for the answer. Interesting question. I didn't know much about that, but it's a real education here from all the folks that are much more knowledgeable on this subject than I am. And as far as the Super Bowl, of course, Mahomes is a hometown boy. He's just entertaining to watch. And I agree with what Lee's sentiment was, about the patriotic, the lack of the patriotism there for a while. And I kind of refused to watch for a couple of years myself, just like I think Joe and others have mentioned. But I'm sort of coming back to it. I enjoy college football, but also I have to admit that that I'm rooting for the Kansas City, and not just because of Mahomes, but I root for the Cowboys here, and whoever is playing Philadelphia. So it makes my decision easy for this Super Bowl. Anyway, might pick up Sonny right quick. He's probably got to go out and feed the horses there, Brian. Back to net. Thanks for doing the Saturday net there. WB5DRI, W5OG.
Okay, W5OG, WB5DRI. Okay, Dale, fine on everything. Got your answers. Delta there. And thanks for all that. And let's go ahead and pick up Sonny this morning. Sonny, aloha to you. Good morning in Oahu. King Henry 6, Charlie Bravo. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
Okay, Brian. Thank you for picking me up. And thank you, Dale, for the relay there. WB5DRI, King Henry 6, Charlie Bravo. We still waiting for daybreak, Brian. It's still a slightly nightfall. Daybreak is just around the corner with the temperature at 16 degrees Fahrenheit. We anticipate a nice bright sunshiny day today, hopefully anyway, because we've had enough rain there. So I'll let you continue on. And I know everybody's waiting for you. So aloha from Hawaii to you and to all. WB5DRI, King Henry 6, Charlie Bravo. Aloha from Hawaii, 73.
Okay, Sonny, thanks for checking in with us. Aloha. Mahalo for checking in, and have a great day there in paradise. And we'll talk to you next time. And it sounds like it's going to be a beautiful day there in paradise. So 73 is to you. Break with King Henry 6, Charlie Bravo. Let's go back to our list here. Next up would be Art out in New River, Arizona. Whiskey X-Ray 7, Lima. Good morning, Art. You're up, sir. WB5DRI. Okay, Art, very good. I think I got your answers as, did you say Alpha Delta or Delta Delta? Double D, gotcha. Okay, you're going to go with the group there. Very good. Got you down, and good to hear you there, Art, and hope you have a great day out there in Arizona. And we'll get you in on the 73 round here a little bit later. So let's keep it moving here. Next up would be John, WA6LJS out in Hamul. Thanks for all the help this morning, John. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
Okay, thank you, Brian. WB5DRI. This is WA6LJF. I thought there was a check-in before Sonny came in there. Let me check. Was there another check-in? Yeah, there's a Whiskey Hotel 6 trying to check in, Brian. He's probably too close to me. You want to try to pick him up and then come back to me?
I'm not hearing him at all, John. Maybe somebody else can, anybody else relay that station in?
Yeah, Brian, I think it's Whiskey Hotel 6, Golf Victor November, Sam in Hawaii, but I checked him out already. Okay, he's back online. Whiskey Hotel 6, Golf Victor November, Sam in Hawaii.
Okay, thank you, Lee. Whiskey Hotel 6, Golf Victor November, Stan out in Hawaii. Go ahead and take your turn, sir. Good morning, WB5DRI. Welcome to the Flyers Club Net. I'm going to need a relay on him, Lee. I'm not copying him at all.
Yeah, I'm not hearing him either. And in the AIM window, he said, I just tried checking in, but he's just not making the trip today.
Okay, I see where he checked out. He is offline now. But Stan, thanks for joining us this morning. We got you in on the payroll this morning. So 73 is to you there in Hawaii, and come back and join us again whenever you can. Good to have you in there with us this morning. So break with WH6GVN. Let's go back to our list here. Next up would be Kilo 7 Tango Victor Romeo, Terry in Arizona. Terry, you're up for the Air Force's Flyers Club Net, WB5DRI.
Skipped LJS.
Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped right over you, John. How did I do that? I looked at the line below. Go ahead and take your turn there. WB5DRI.
Okay, no problem. WB5DRI, WA6LJS. Good morning to the net. Pretty good conditions, although I'm needed in the SDR for several people today, but not quite as good as yesterday or the day before. But you're doing fine. You're well over 9, Brian. Currently it's 50 degrees here and a little bit overcast. We had rain on and off yesterday, but no rain today so far. But there's not a lot of sun out yet. As far as the question goes, apparently it's a matched pair. As I was going to say, Delta and Alpha. But everybody's going DD, so apparently it is a matched pair. So put me down for Delta also. Other than that, nothing else going on here. So back to you, Brian. WB5DRI, WA6LJS.
Okay, John, very good. Thank you for that. And we got you down for Delta. So very good. Let's keep it moving here. I'm sorry I skipped over you there. I looked at the wrong line on NetLogger here. But very good to have you with us this morning, John. Break with WA6LJS. Next up on the list, as I see it here, would be now Kilo 7 Tango Victor Romeo, Terry in Mesa, Arizona. If you're still with us, Terry, you're up for the Air Force's Flyers Club Net, WB5DRI. Anybody hearing Terry?
I got 3 SDRs and direct and nothing. I got nothing on them.
Okay, Lee, thank you. Well, we'll come back back to you on the 73 round, Terry, in case it's just conditions, but not sure what happened to you there, but thanks for checking in with us this morning anyway, and break with you. Let's go to Mark up in Ohio. Hopefully he was able to stick around. N8 Charlie Oscar. Mark, retired Air Force in Ohio. Thanks for joining us on the Air Force's Flyers Club Net this morning. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
Yeah, WB5DRI. This is N8COO. Good net, Brian. Thanks for having me in here. And yeah, I don't have, I don't have an answer for the one question. I think there was also one about the game, and I don't have I guess they say a dog in the fight, so I don't really care who wins, but, just one of those may the best team win. And let's see, what else here? So it's going to be up to 38 degrees today, and looks like possible thunderstorms later on. And gosh, I don't know. We've actually had some snow this winter. Not really tons, but after getting kind of used to not having much snow, we actually had some that stuck around a while here. Other than that, yeah, I retired from first from the reserves out of Wright-Patterson, and avionics guy, and of course, as some of you know, avionics guys also get assigned secondary crew chief duty, so enjoyed that, and now enjoying getting a check every month. Well, so to speak, everything's direct deposit nowadays. Anyhow, take care all, and everyone out there, and again, Brian, thanks for having me in here, and thanks for doing the net. WB5DRI, this is N8COO 73.
Second, KB0LTT.
Okay, Mark, very good. I think stand by, KB0LTT, I think I heard in there. Stand by, Larry. We'll get you in just a second. Very good on everything there, Mark, and thank you again for your service there. And yeah, we really enjoyed that the Air Force Museum there at Wright-Pat as well. Having been up there for the Hemvention, we enjoyed seeing that the last time we were up there. I had never seen it. It was a great museum. Anyway, very good on everything there, Mark, and sorry about your colder temperatures, but summer is coming. Anyway, thanks for joining us this morning, Mark. Let me see if I can, we'll break with you. Let's see if we can get Larry in there. KB0LTT. Larry, go ahead and take your turn, sir. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI, KB0LTT.
K2
will stationary.
Larry is.
Well, my golly,
good morning.
Brian, I gotta say something. After being here at Hamcation here,
and Larry is cooking away.
We're really enjoying the Hampton. A lot of jarheads and a lot of grunts from the Army. But he's coming in like gangbusters over here on the Air Force personnel that I've ever had the pleasure of hanging with. But I think I'm going to be corrupt. Over.
Okay, I think I got, I think it was a double in there. I'm not sure if it's KB0LTT, and I know it's you, Bob, K2SJP, and I think KG5PTE and KB0LTT. I think all three of you guys are in there together down at the in Orlando there at the Hemvention, so I'm glad you're having fun down there, and thanks for checking in with us here this morning. Good to hear you. And break with you guys. Let's go ahead and keep it moving on here. Next up would be our Kansas station this morning, I think. Let's see, that would be Clay near Kansas City. And I know he has a dog in that hunt this for Super Bowl. W0 Sierra Mike Foxtrot. Clay, you're up for the Air Force's Flyers Club Net. WB5DRI.
Yeah, I think you guys are having a little bit of trouble hearing me earlier. How am I coming in now?
I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, obviously we're in Kansas City here, and we went to the game, so why the heck not? It was fun watching Marty Schottenheimer in the 90s take them to the playoffs, but not doing anything with it. So being here, ready for a three-peat, that's definitely where we want to be. I mean, it's just a lot of fun. I can't tell you how much fun that is. I got my son Cole here with me. If you wouldn't mind letting him jump on and saying hi. We don't have necessarily any answers to the bullet question, but he does shoot in a youth competitive shooting league for Steel Challenge. So here he is, if that's all right with you.
Hi, my name's Cole. Yeah, I see a 22 long rifle shotgun. No, not shotgun. Long rifle gun. Do you copy?
Yes, I heard you. What was your name again?
Cole.
Corey? Is it Corey?
C-O-L-E. Cole.
Okay, very good. Well, good to have you with us this morning. And very interesting on your long rifle shotgun there. So thanks for joining us. Anything else for the Air Force's Flyers Club Net this morning?
Thank you.
Clay, were you finished there? Did you have anything else? W0SMF, WB5DRI?
No, I think that'll be it. Thanks for letting my son get on here and entertain you guys. We'll be clear. W0SMF.
Okay, Clay. Well, 73s to you and your son there, Corey, and thanks for checking in with us. Good to hear you there from Kansas City there, or near Kansas City. Break with you. Let's go to Rod out in near El Paso. Kilo Lima 1 Yankee. Rod, you're up for the Air Force's Flyers Club Net. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI, Brian. Good morning to you and all the Flyers this morning. Hope everyone's having a great start so far. It's 63 degrees right now here in El Paso, and the high today is 78. I'm born and raised in Dallas, Texas. Dallas Cowboys fan, but I'm going to go for the Eagles on this one tomorrow. And my answers are Delta and Delta. Back to you, Brian. WB5DRI, Kilo Lima 1 Yankee.
Okay, Rod. Well, good signal here in San Antonio. You're about a 5'7", 5'8" with me. So hearing you very well, and got your answers there is Delta, Delta, and that you want the Eagles to win there. So we'll see what happens on all that. But thanks, Rod, for joining us this morning. Always good to hear you there from El Paso. Break with you. Let's go out to California to Brian. Kilo Mike 6, Zulu X-ray. Mike, I'm sorry, Brian. Kilo Mike 6, Zulu X-ray, Brian out in California. You're up, sir. Good morning. WB5DRI.
Yeah, good morning, Brian. Brian, Kilo Mike 6, Zulu X-ray on SoCal. And finally, you got all my information right.
You dropped out, Brian. Go ahead. KM6ZX. Roger. I'm copying you, Brian. You're a little light, but I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
I'm going to go with Delta.
Okay, very good, Brian. I got your answers there as Delta Delta. So good to have you with us this morning. And we'll break with you. Let's go to Mike down here in Texas, Kilo Echo 5, Whiskey Charlie Tango, I believe it is. Mike in Dangerfield, Texas there. Mike, you're up for the Air Force's Flyers Club Net, WB5DRI. Anybody hearing Mike? He may be too close to me.
Brian, I just saw you checked out of the in window.
Okay, Lee, thank you very much for that. Let's keep it moving here. It looks like we're down to all of our guys out at the Hamvention there near Orlando. Whoever wants to take it there, I think it's James is next up, KG5PTE. Go ahead and take your turn there, James, WB5DRI. Anybody hearing James? I'm not hearing him very well there. Anybody copying them?
I got nothing, Brian. I got 3 SCRs in my radio, and I got nothing.
Okay, thank you, Lee. Well, anyway, we'll give you guys a wave of the hand 73s to KG5PTE. That would be James and at the Hamvention, and also KB0LTT Larry, and also K2SJP Bob there at the Hamvention. Let me stand by one more time and see if any of the three of them want to try to check in again. This is WB5DRI. Please call now. Okay, there's a station calling. You're a little light with me. Can you come back again to one station, Charlie Oscar Lima? 51, Charlie Oscar Lima. Got it. What's your name and location? Good morning, name and Howard calling. Okay, Howard. Well, very good. Good to have you with us there from Washington. Go ahead and take your turn. Whiskey 1, Charlie Oscar Lima. What do you have for our net this morning? WB5DRI.
Welcome morning to the net. Thanks for checking me in. I was simply testing my new Flyers Electrocraft 58. It looks like a punching postal hot to watch. First time using it off. It sounds like a label is just by taking it out. So for the net here in Olympia, it is cold and wet outside. It's cloudy and raining all day long. I have family here from the Midwest, Iowa, Pacific. We'll be doing some family events for the rest of today. Then we will have a lot of fun tomorrow with our neighbors. and I will probably continue to play with this amplifier, which makes it feel like they'll slow it up. This is one Charlie Oscar Lima, wishing everyone 73. Thanks again for running this net and taking the road. Back to net control.
Okay, Howard, Whiskey 1, Charlie Oscar Lima, WB5DRI. Well, thanks for joining us this morning on the Air Force's Flyers Club Net. Come back again whenever you can and join us. We're on here every day starting up at 10 o'clock Central Time. And check out our website at airforcesflyersclub.org. So, very good there. 73 to you. Have a great day there up in Washington. And we'll talk to you maybe the next time. Break, that is the bottom of the list. I want to recognize some stations that are out there receive only. That would be NX6RG Bob up near San Francisco, who's receive only. And also K4YDB Charlie, who is our live stream guy on YouTube. He has a live stream up there of our net. We want to thank him for that, and he's receive only this morning. So thanks for all you do there, Charlie, and for putting the questions up as well. And we also want to recognize K6 Papa X-Ray, Steve out in California there, who's also near San Diego, who's also receive only this morning. He must be involved in something this morning, but good to have you guys all out there listening. And that is the bottom of the list as I have it. Did I miss any stations? When we went through the list there? Please call now. This is WB5DRI.
Kilo Fox 7, Sierra Papa Hotel, just stopping by.
Kilo Fox 7, Sierra Papa Hotel. Go ahead and take your turn there, sir. WB5DRI.
73 to everyone. I just heard you guys at net, and I thought I'd say hello again. I stopped by a few days ago, and maybe a frequent flyer here.
Okay, well, we welcome frequent flyers. Good to have you with us this morning. What's your name is Chris in Washington, correct?
I just moved out to New Mexico. I've got to get on the FCC website, get all my information changed out. I've got a 20-meter dipole and a couple of juniper trees about 8 foot off the ground right now, and just wanted to get my radio up and running. So I'll have to get that FCC license. But I'm just west of the very large array in New Mexico, and moved there just a few months ago.
Okay, Chris. Yeah, very good. Yeah, I think you checked in yesterday. I think I heard you on the net yesterday. Good to have you back in there with us again. And I know right where you are there, just west of the very large array. And by the way, you're about a 5'7", almost a 5'8" with me here in San Antonio this morning. So good to hear you, Chris. And do come back and join us again whenever you can. Break with, I'll give you a 73s, Chris, KF7 Sierra Papa Hotel. And that is the bottom of the list as I have it. Let me turn it over to Lee, and he can elaborate on the answers to the questions here. Pretty good questions this morning. N5DE, thanks for all your help again, Lee, and thanks for the questions. You're up for the 73 round, WB5DRI.
Yeah, WB5DRI and 5DE. Well, thank you, Brian. Thank you for letting me provide the question. Yeah, the answer is Delta Delta, and my intent was to make them match pairs to make it easier, but you can't fool this group. You got it all. You guys nailed it. So a little bit of history. Before the SAS was an entity, there was a group called the Long Range Desert Group, and that was a British Army reconnaissance outfit. And the interesting thing about these guys were they used what they could get, and they ended up being the taxi service for the SAS. And the Long Range Desert Group was really made up of a bunch of people who were, so British, I'll say eccentric. A lot of geologists and people who knew about the desert before the war, and they knew what the routes through the desert to get to the German lines. And interesting that they did not use four-wheel drive vehicles. Their standard vehicle was a Chevrolet two-wheel drive stake bed truck that they highly modified. And that's what they used to get around in, and they hardly ever got stuck in the sand. Those guys knew what they were doing. And and like I said, they provided the taxi service for the SAS, and formed a really close bond between both those groups. Later in the war, typically at Normandy and at Arnhem, the British used the Vickers K on jeeps that they brought in on gliders to give them some mobile capability. This machine gun had a cyclic rate, I think, approaching the MP-42, and it just put out a devastating amount of firepower. So you can imagine what two of these would do on a vehicle. I mean, it was just amazing. So the answer is, the SAS used it, Long Range Desert Group, airborne jeeps, and a machine gun that was destined to the scrap heap because the host aircraft were no longer going to be flown. It came into its own with these groups during World War II. So big old drum-fed, kind of like a Lewis machine gun, or the later Russian machine guns. But and the interesting thing was, because of the size of this thing, as a complete unit, it could not be used in fighters. So the British went to rechambered Browning machine guns. They rechambered them from 30 into 303. And yes, I do have a Lee Enfield 303. It was made in 1917. It's an Australian one, and I'm sure it served in both wars. So a treasured piece that I picked up for $80 at a sporting goods store. Good, and I do have an M1 Garand as well. All right, that's it for me, Brian. Thank you. I think tomorrow I got to post a question to Charlie's for tomorrow. It could be an airline question again. I'm not sure. All right, Brian. Thank you. Enjoyed it. Good job. WB5DRI N5BE.
Okay, Lee, N5BE, WB5DRI. Well, thank you for all that. Very interesting stuff. And yeah, this is a pretty sharp group here. Everybody got the answers correct. All the way down. That may be a new record. I'm not sure, but anyway, very good on all that. And let's see if we can get a quick 73 round going here. Let's go back to Don if he's still in there, and you can usually go with Don's answer and get the answers correct. I don't know how he does it, but he always pretty much comes up with the correct answer almost every day. So very good. Don, you're up for the 73 round. K0ZNC, WB5DRI.
He had to leave, Brian. He just passed along his best 7-3 to everybody, and we'll see Don again on Monday. Back to net, W5OG.
Okay, Dale, thank you for that. Break with W5OG and 73 to K0ZNC. Let's see if Justin might still be around. I think he checked out, but KV7LAK, if he's still there, you're up for the 73 round, Justin. I don't don't hear him. I think he had stuff he had to do there. He was a short timer, so we'll say 73s to him. Let's go to next up. Let's try. I think we'll try Joe and see if he might. No, I'm sorry. I don't want to skip over Carl. KM7GJO is next on the list. You're up for the 73 round, Carl. Also with the correct answer. WB5DRI.
Well, roger that, Brian. And Lee, I've got a weapon that you might be interested in shooting, a Russian vintage motion gun. Now, I researched it several years ago, and I've been looking to give you the, trying to dig up the specs so I can tell you about it, but it is a Russian manufacturer, and unknown if it had World War II experience. As I recall from my research, it was manufactured 1940 or 41. You talk about a sweet shooting, nice rifle. There's no padding on that buttstock. You know you pull the trigger when you fire it, but it's a straight shooter. Okay, 73s, everybody. Have fantastic day. We'll give us a try again tomorrow. WB5DRI KM7 GJO.
Okay, Carl, well, have a great day there. It sounds like a fine rifle there that you have there. So 73s to you. Break with KM7GJO. Let's see if Joe is still around. He checked out on the AIM window, but he may still be listening out here. See if we can get him in here for a 73 round. W5ABI. You're up for the 73 round, Joe. WB5DRI.
Yeah, WB5DRI, W5ABI. Yeah, I just shut everything down. I shut off the SCR and everything else I got going here, net logger and the question. So I'm still here. Anyhow, good net. 73 for you at all the flyers. Thanks again for running. WB5DRI, W5ABI.
Okay, Joe. I'm glad I gave you another shot there. Have a great day out there in Las Cruces, and we'll talk to you the next time. Break with W5ABI. Let's go to our commander up in near Boise. K1BOB. Bob, you're up for the 73 round. WB5DRI.
K1BOB remote to W5DRI. Great net, Brian. That was a great question, too. I certainly enjoyed that a lot. One of my jobs when I was on the Inspector General team at headquarters, the Tactical Air Command, was to order my new general coming in, because they always kept coming through, and they just stayed for a year. And I got to order them an issue Beretta 9mm, beautiful pistol, all customized with wooden stocks and emblem, and I think the same as some of the honor guards use. But I also had to set him up to attend they called it the New General Etiquette School. Well, they got to do some fun stuff. And one of those was driving special cars around a course, evasive driving techniques and all that stuff you'd never do in the public. And also you get to fire a variety of guns that were being used by bad guys. And one of them was what is it? It's the fastest cycling 45 and 9mm out there. And later on in life, I bought a replica of that gun, and let me tell you, shot over 1,000 rounds per minute. So by the time you got on the trigger, bump fired it and got off it, you shot 6 rounds off, and it was scaring the heck out of you. And that was in 45 caliber on a Masterpiece arm. Anyway, it's K1BOB. Great job, Brian. And Flyers, we'll see some of you tomorrow, and I'll see you on my net on Monday. K1BOB, remote through W5OG. Back to you, Brian.
Okay, Bob, very good. K1BOB, WB5DRI. Well, very good on all that. Very interesting. Yeah, it must be fun to be a general sometimes, I think, for those guys. That's great that they get to do all that extra stuff, and that's as it should be. But anyway, pretty neat. Anyway, 73 to you, Bob. Have a great day up there near Boise, and thanks for everything there. And let's keep it moving here on the 73 round. Looks like we're down to Jim out in Corona. Back to you, Jim. W6WAY. You're up, Jim, for the 73 round. WB5DRI.
Okay, Brian. Thanks for letting me do it. 73s, everyone. This is W6WAY.
Okay, Jim, have a great day out there in Corona. 73s to you, break with you. Let's go back to Northeast Texas, to my older brother Dale. W5OG. Dale, you're up for the 73 round, and thanks for all your help this morning. WB5DRI.
Okay, Brian, nothing further. 7-3, everybody have a great weekend, and Super Bowl weekend, always fun, even though, well, anyway, we'll enjoy it, and hopefully you can get together with some friends and everybody can enjoy the Super Bowl tomorrow. We'll see you over on Echolink. I noticed James is over there now, so perhaps he couldn't transmit before, but he's on Echolink, so we'll find out what's going on at Hamcation. Thank you, Brian. 7-3, everybody. WB5DRI, W5OG. Back to net.
Okay, Dale, W5OG, WB5DRI. Well, 73s for now, and we'll talk to you some more on Echolink. All stations who have Echolink are welcome to join us on our conference node over there at the conclusion of this net. We have a conference node called AFSC. So anyway, we'll keep it moving here. Break with you, Dale. Let's go to next up would be Art out in New River, Arizona. Art, you're up for the 73 round. WX7 Lima Lima, WB5DRI.
He turned it back, Brian.
Okay, I thought he did, Dale, but I wasn't positive there. But he was a little light on the last transmission. But 73 to you, Art. Thanks for joining us this morning. Have a great day there in New River. Break with you. Let's go back out to Humboldt to John, WA6LJS. John, you're up for the 73 round, WB5DRI. Thanks for the help this morning.
Okay, Brian, real good. WB5DRI. WA6LJS. Yeah, you're coming in real strong, about 15 over the whole time here. Really beautiful signal. Good net. You had a full house there. It's almost 30 check-ins, I think, so it's really nice. And as far as the Super Bowl goes, I don't really have a preference. I kind of lost interest in football when they started taking the knee a few years ago. And I may tune into it to watch it for a few minutes, but I really... don't really support it anymore. 73s, good net. WA6LJS, back to net.
Okay, John. Well, I completely understand. But thanks again for everything, John. 73s. And we'll talk to you some more on Echolink there. Break with WA6LJS. Let's go to Charles in Ohio. If you're still in there with us, Charles, thanks for joining us this morning. November 8th, Charlie Oscar. I'm sorry. I got the wrong name there. It's Mark in Ohio. NHCOO. You're up for the 73 round, WB5DRI.
Yeah, WB5DRI. This is NHCOO. Yeah, Brian, no problem on the name. Charles is my first name, but I've always gone by Mark on the air. And shorter and easier, and besides that, that's the name my mom calls me. Not necessarily everyone else, but it's worked, and just stayed with that. Anyhow, 73 doll, and again, good net and good comments. Enjoyed listening to most of them. Wasn't too many people I couldn't hear, but very good. So take care. Back to net, WB5DRI, NHCOO 73.
Okay, Mark, very good on everything, and you're coming in on my radio now very, very well. About a 5.6 or 5.7 there, I'd say. But good to hear you this morning from Ohio, and do come back and join us again whenever you can. 73 is to you, sir. Let's go to, next up would be Rod out near El Paso. Rod, KO1Y. You're up for the 73 round, WB5DRI.
WB5DRI, son of a one Yankee. A base round, particularly around the net today. Just wanted to let you know to see we got this period. There's about 10 over here. So nice signal of this one into El Paso. 73s, everyone. And I hope everyone has a great weekend for the rest of the weekend. Thank you. Kilo number one Yankee, back in there.
Okay, Rod, very good. Kilo Lima 1 Yankee, WB5DRI. Well, you're almost a 5'8", sometimes better with me here in San Antonio, Rod. So good to hear you there from El Paso. 73s to you. Have a great day and a great weekend, and enjoy the Super Bowl there. Break with you. Next up would be Brian out in California. Kilo Mike 6 Zulu X-Ray, one of our members out there in Irvine. You're up, Brian, WB5DRI.
There's a net on 292.
Brian, are you there? I heard somebody. Was that a check-in?
Negative. There is a net on 292. He said there's a net on 292.
Oh, the net on 292. I didn't realize there was a net on 292 this morning, but we're just about to conclude here. If you can let us finish, I think that's about the bottom of our list. I did not hear Brian that time, so we'll give you a 73s here in Irvine, Brian. That is the bottom of the list as I have it. Did I miss any stations on the 73 round? WB5DRI. I'm hearing somebody, but that may be our portable stations down in Florida. I'm not sure. If that's you guys, KB0LTT and KG5PTE and K2SJP, 73 is for you guys, and we'll talk to you some more on Echo Link. This is WB5DRI. That is the bottom of the list as I have it. I think I'm going to go ahead and shut this net down and relinquish the frequency here. Everybody have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us on the net. God bless our troops, and God bless the USA. WB5DRI now closing the Air Force's Flyers Club net, returning the frequency to normal amateur use. 73s, good day, everybody.